Everything discussed in this video is based on theory and opinion. You are entitled to your thoughts, and I encourage everyone to explore their opinions on this as well. I do not claim to be a professional or have all the facts. Enjoy. Have you heard of any good MMORPGs lately? If you have, chances are that they recently got cancelled. 2025 is proving to be a year of game cancellations, pushbacks, massive layoffs, and all sorts of weird things going on for gaming in general. For those watching, these images you see here are from Rare's Everwild. Yes, those are the people behind Sea of Thieves. So let's think about what might be causing all these cancellations seemingly at the same time. As we move forward in this podcast, we will discuss not only the theories as to why the cancellations may be happening, but what's going on with current MMOs that are still alive, and listing some underdogs that really should get some more attention, even if they're more of a niche type of genre. So thank you all for checking us out, and enjoy your stay today at the cafe. Let's begin.
Yep. Let's do it live.
Do it live! Okay. Good morning and welcome to the cafe, everyone. Now you may notice the cafe looks a bit different today for those of you who are watching, but for those just listening, the layout is different. I saw you looking around. So I've decided it's time we start a little talk show or podcast thing that I would like to call Grounds for Discussion. Insert like a sound or something when I say that, I don't know. So essentially what we are going to be doing is talking about things that might not be something that everyone agrees on or may have completely different thoughts on. But I'm going to be giving some theories about why things are the way they are. And later we can have some lighthearted conversations maybe, if that sounds good to you. We're just aiming for a good time, right? So I'm going to be your host. I'll be Fudge Merchant. I'm the owner of the Fudge Cafe. And over here we have my dear friend Skylent.
What's going on?
Some of you may know him as Skylent Shore. So would you like to introduce yourself, my friend?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So you guys might know me from Skylent Games, possibly, maybe Free MMO Station, maybe a bunch of other channels and things and stuff. But basically, I'm an indie game marketer, and I'm kind of just a big, online gamer nerd. I try to get real philosophical. Sometimes I get real silly, but basically, I'm an expert in play, and I'm here to hang out with Fudge, I guess. Hey. We're going to talk about some canceled games and who knows what else, but I'm looking forward to it.
Who knows what else? Like I didn't send you what we're talking about. No, I'm kidding. No, I sent you like a mishmash of everything, so I don't blame you. Yeah. Also, you guys can see we got little Fudge Merchant up here. That's me, my little mascot. And we have. Did you name your TV guy?
No, I didn't name him. He's brand new. We're trying him out.
Nice. I like him. I actually really love this design. So, brilliant work. So I guess we should stop beating around the bush, and I will show you, and let's just bring it up to the topic here. So there is something I noticed. I woke up one morning, and I was looking through my phone, and I kept seeing these posts, and it was day after day, maybe even week after week. I kept seeing this brand new MMO people are super hyped about. I think the first one I saw was ZeniMax's MMORPG. For those who don't know, that is the people who made Elder Scrolls Online, right? I think they were calling it Blackbird is what they were calling it. That was their project name. And it was just canceled, just out of nowhere. And that came right around the time that Rare's new game was also coming out. It was supposed to be also an MMO, the Everwild. I don't know if you heard about that one, Skylent.
Ooh, that just sounds cool. By Rare? Oh,
yeah,
I would have been
they were going to. Yeah, because they did Sea of Thieves. Yeah, you ever heard of Everwild?
Oh, dude, I'm looking at the screenshots now. Oh, dude, this would have been a banger. No way.
It would have. Okay, so why are these two games canceled? Any thoughts?
That's the question. That's what I'm here for. If I have to knee jerk, I think it's always fun to just be like, man, the people at the top, they're disconnected. They don't know better. But also, I know from intimate experience with a game like Gigantic, which could have been amazing, but Xbox had to drop that game because they kept flip-flopping in the game design. And they really were dropping the ball. So it is a little hard to know, but man, if I got a knee jerk, especially because I'm interviewing a lot for a lot of these positions, I really feel like it's just like a bunch of, I'll be frank, a bunch of old people who were in the industry when it blew up, and they kind of have an ego, and you know what I mean? They have an ego, and like, it just like, they think they know better. And then things go 5-7 years. Like, I'm looking at ZeniMax. Dude, this has been in the works since, like, what, 2018?
Yeah, a while.
How are you going to cancel a game after 7 years? Like, there must have
without
been,
warning.
Maybe
there was no warning.
2 years. And then, like, so I feel like there must be something very higher up in the chain of just, like, negligence, of ignorance. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's definitely not like I don't think it's the workers. I don't think it's like the artists, the designers. I don't think it's them.
No. So, this may sound really weird. I have an idea of something that contributed. I wouldn't say it would be the main cause. I think there is something here at play that's scaring them. And you probably heard about this. The world is hearing about this. EU is hearing about this right now. I think they're afraid of what the Stop Killing Games movement is going to make them do.
Dang.
Think about it, right?
Tinfoil hats. I love it.
If something happens, right? If Stop Killing Games wins and they cannot shut down their servers, they can shut down their servers. That's not the point of Stop Killing Games. If they have to make it so you can play it when the servers go down, right? Then there's that corporate greed. And we already know that these are big companies. It's Elder Scrolls Online, for crying out loud. It's Sea of Thieves developers. Like, they don't want other people to be able to do stuff without them there to get money from it. So I'm thinking, Stop Killing Games, probably, they saw the motion, they saw how big it's getting, right? And it's like, oh shit, we probably shouldn't do this, because I was just going to take their money and then cancel it like we do everything else. Like, I was going to stop working on this in a year. But again, that's my thought of it, because it's the weird timing, because Stop Killing Games got that huge 1 million signatures or however many it was, like, right before these games started canceling out of nowhere, right? Why didn't they cancel sooner? I mean, they were working on it from like 2018. They had time. Yeah, they had the huge layoffs at Microsoft, but dude, the timing just is I think it's like in the right zone, right? I mean, I don't know. Do I sound crazy?
I think it's a fun crazy though, and I think regardless if it is the reason for these cancellations, it's definitely a reason for how they cancel. I think a lot of these companies, let's say they had to scrap like World of Warcraft or something, they give it out to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have the code. Yeah, of course, yeah, and fucking oh my god, I've been playing Turtle WoW. It's fun. It's fun. I love private servers, and in fact, I think more MMOs need to go that direction. But I do think that when it comes to canceling, they don't just throw it to the wind, because they maybe kind of probably want to do something similar eventually one day with the IP, with who knows what. I know that Bless Online game remade itself like 3 times, and it got a little better each time ish, but it was a totally different game, and yeah, whatever. So I don't know, like these companies, I think it's really just kind of a greedy sort of thing. But I think what really sucks, especially for me, since I'm interviewing so much and I'm really feeling this, people are getting laid off, right? People, okay, imagine working for almost a decade on an MMO that you think is going to be the next big thing, and they just cancel it, and you have like nothing to show for it. So now you're interviewing and stuff, and it's like, oh, you didn't release the game. And this happens. I get asked this a lot in interviews. They'll be like, oh, did it launch? Did the game actually launch? I don't know why they care about that a lot, but this industry is obviously so like not good when it comes to that.
It's so close-minded.
So
dude.
Yeah, so it would really be amazing, not just for players, but also for the people who work on these games, to at least see something come out of this. And then who knows what the community can do with it. I mean, we saw what the community has done with Smash, with even debatably illegal private servers with World of Warcraft. Players make the best games. I will die on that hill. And I think, dude, honestly, frankly, a lot of my views, a lot of like my income has come from talking about like dead games or niche games. People love these games.
I love those games.
We love them. We love them.
I love those games.
They are, and they get canceled or whatever for whatever reason. Maybe it could be legalities. I definitely know that for sure. That happened with me with a game project I worked on. It's Kydro, and Kydro was supposed to be this sort of like soft MMO. storytelling thing, but then they're like, let's add NFTs. And,
Oh, no.
and then it's like, oh, but like, what's the regulations on that? So like the game never launched, even though I did all of the work leading up to it for the launch. It never technically launched. This has actually been hurting me. And I think a lot of people who are a part of these projects, which ZeniMax, oh my God, right? Xbox, like all these, dude, it's like, there's gotta be a lot of people working on this huge project. And now
it's a shit ton.
They're just like thrown away. Just what a tragedy. And dude, I'm just now looking at these things. They look good. Like, I know it's like so arrogant to say, like, how can you just see a screenshot or two? But it's like, dude, like passionate design when you see it, right? Just like you can see like AI slop or whatever. It's fine. But like, man, Everwild looks really cool. And I heard, yeah. Did you hear that ZeniMax, this MMO, like people were like the dude who runs the Game Awards. Oh my gosh, Schaefer, right? Or he was like, dude, no, I saw it. It looked amazing, and everyone was really excited for it. So.
I did see that.
Man, I wish we had like reporting or research, or like I wish they could just like, I want to see what happened. I want to know, because why does this happen so frequently and like more and more frequently? It's like everyone's like scared, walking on eggshells for one reason or another,
Yeah,
It's
so
crazy.
actually, I want to hold on. Why did ZeniMax cancel MMO? I don't remember all of a sudden. Okay, so yeah, no, they keep saying it's because they had the layoffs, right? Which again, I get it, you don't have a lot of people, but that was 9,000 employees that were let go, right? That's a lot of people.
Dude, 9,000.
9,000 is insane. And what about all the progress that's already been made? Like, sure, they're probably saving it, but like right here, the Cancel MMO initially referred to as Blackbird was a new IP, not related to the Elder Scrolls or Fallout. So it could also be they knew that people love Fallout, they love Elder Scrolls, so they were kind of scared maybe to try out a new IP and like, oh, we're probably not going to make enough money after this, because it's something new. And I know a lot of people that don't like change, which is baffling to me. I love change. Change is amazing because holy shit, I'm tired of seeing the same shit over and over. Right? Why do you think all the MMOs that copied WoW, like a lot of them failed? Like because people were starting to get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over. We've got WoW. Why are we going to you? So maybe it could be that. It could be the stop killing games thing. I mean, as a potential contributor, not the main purpose. But here's one thing I know. There was another super big game, Hytale. You know this. Everyone's been hyped as fuck over Hytale. No one ever thought it was going to come out because like, oh, they just keep pushing it back, keep pushing it back. It's almost like the Silk Song joke at this point. And I don't think that had anything to do with Stop Killing Games because that happened way before that movement started kicking off really strong. So, I mean, there are legit reasons to a lot of these, and I don't really remember the reason behind Hytale. I didn't look too much into it because somebody was like, oh, we'll pick this up now, But it just sucks because I'm ready for new MMOs, and I'm not talking. Okay, so actually, let's bring this point up. MMORPG. What do you think of when you say MMORPG? Do you think of a 2v2 battling game or a MOBA? I don't. I don't consider those MMORPGs.
No.
You have massive amounts of people playing it, sure. But all at once in the same place? Can you see them? Can you trade with them? Is it an RPG? No, you're playing as fucking... I don't know any characters off of League anymore because I've barely touched that game, but you know what I mean. It's a MOBA. So, I mean, what do you think?
No, I mean, totally, I agree with you. And honestly, I was always so surprised that it was ever a question. There's so many games where you look up, right, where it's like, okay, 1v1 or co-op or couch co-op, and it's like specific to the number of players and how you play with them. But for some reason, MMOs, I think was just, and from what I know with my fights with the previous owners of MMO huts, is that basically it comes down to, it comes down to marketing, essentially. Is that like basically if you use the term MMO and your tags and your SEO and everything, your video games, right? Like World of Tanks is famous for this. Like we're a tank fighting MMO, but it's like it's 16 versus 16 or whatever.
You're
it's
a
like
battle arena.
Battlefield's more of an MMO than you. It's like. Yeah, no, it's totally different. Like World of Tanks versus Planet Side. You know what I mean? Or you take like Guild Wars 1 versus Guild Wars 2. It's like Guild Wars 1, it's like 4 players, there's a hub town. It's like Monster Hunter. Okay, cool. And it never marketed itself as an MMO. It was an online RPG, cool, fun. But then Guild Wars 2, totally different. There's like hundreds of people fighting a giant dragon in the fucking tidal waves.
Big raids.
Awesome. And that's why we like MMOs. That's why we like games like Foxhole, PlanetSide, etc. World of Warcraft, you know, when it's peak. And that's why we normally steer away. So that's actually what I'm very curious about, too, though, is when it comes to these MMO projects, is how many are actually MMOs? You know? Or are they like MMO lights, which I guess maybe would be more like the Fallout 76, where it's not like a full MMO, it's like something kind of in between, where it feels like a lonely MMO. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe something like Destiny. But they do say the full MMORPG. And it has been a while since Elder Scrolls Online. And so I can imagine if it was different enough, different art style, different combat system, I could see it kind of coexisting. But yeah, man, it just kind of sucks when games come and go. And what I hate most is actually, it's normally these big true MMO projects where it's like, you know, giant sandbox, and they're the ones that get canceled. And then it's like the ones that are like not real MMOs, you know, they're kind of just like quick little dungeon divers or whatever. They get through and, you know, to like mixed reviews or maybe just positive. It's like, it's fun, you know, but it's not like, you know, when World of Warcraft launched, it's not like RuneScape. It's not like something where it's like there's tons of players on the screen. That's a beautiful, magical thing. And we need more of those, like wonderful. More real MMOs. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's kind of the whole point of like this whole topic too, is because I actually there are still some MMORPGs that are alive, but they're dying. You know, everyone's moved on. Later on, we're gonna be talking about that. Like some of the games I want more attention for, and I know you already know a few of the games I'm gonna mention because I mention them all the time in your Discord.
Oh, tip of your tongue. Yeah.
Project Gorgon. So. I don't know. I just really wish that the term wasn't loosely used anymore, because it is now at the point where I think MMORPGs are a niche. You know, when we get that. But like what are we doing? What are we actually doing? What about Fortnite? People are like, "Oh, Fortnite's an MMO." No, it's not. It's a battle royale. It's different. And yes, I've had people tell me, "Oh, I play this MMO." Okay, you could say MMO. There's a massive amount of people playing Fortnite. But don't say MMORPG. That is not an RPG. That is a fucking battle royale shooter game. You know? So, I don't know. I remember, dude, like I said before, you've, not on a stream, but I've told you before, like I followed you because you were the guy trying to get everyone's attention. Hey, that's not an MMO. This is one. This is what I'm here for.
Man, I was obnoxious about it.
I loved it. That's what I think a lot of people did like it. You know, there was that. What was that? Daggerfall? Something. There was huge controversy about that game, dude. And oddly enough, your video made me want to play the game.
Dude, honestly, I kind of want to go back and play it, like a weird esoteric dark fantasy bullshit. Like, as long as it knows it's a bad game, you know, like as long as it's bad, the players can make it something, whatever, you know.
People can make the game good. Like, you may have the shittiest mechanics, but if the community is fun to play with, like, dude, Mage Arena is a game I was playing with my friend a few days ago.
You got it? You got that? Oh,
dude, did you get it? Yeah, it's where you fireball, magic missile.
Yeah, dude, I gotta buy it. I gotta get into it.
It's awful. I'm gonna warn you right now. It's fucking bad. But playing with other people is hilarious.
No, it looks bad. But it's like that's like the charm, right? Yeah, and honestly, I do see a lot of people. There's a lot of MMOs you wouldn't think would be popular, but they are popular for some very specific reason. And I kind of wish these big companies knew that. Like, I think people, especially like really cool publishers like Devolver Digital, they're catching on. They're like, okay, we don't need like these big box games. We can make extremely specific games that the players want. If it's about going fast, if it's about just hanging out and climbing a mountain with your friends, you know, just do that one little thing, do it as best you can, get it out there, and then build it with your community. I think that's kind of beautiful. I mean, if it's slop, it's slop. I don't care. But honestly, Roblox slop is some of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of fan-made like private servers are some of the best I've ever had, like Turtle WoW, for instance, or even like, you know, Darkfall or whatever. That was from fans, you know? I don't even know the original version of that game, but that was so bad that shut down immediately. And then, you know, so yeah, I think just like give us the games, man. Like, if, you know, if you can't handle it, Microsoft,
let us do it.
Then I guess I will. Yeah. I mean, we got it. It's not even a problem. I mean, it's probably a problem. But
I mean, the modding community, dude. Like, look what the modding community does for every game that exists ever.
Dude,
The game
I don't
sucks.
even want to try
We got
co-op on Elden Ring, right? Like, I'm not going to do co-op on Elden Ring. But whenever the mod is like stable enough to do co-op from a random player, then I'm going to go back and replay co-op, because of that mod.
Oh, I do seamless co-op all the time with Elden Ring. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing. They did
Oh,
that for
nice,
Dark
nice.
Souls
That's good to
2,
know.
Dark Souls 1 now, I think. So I got to go back and do those too. But I want to beat those games. Well, I've already beat those games solo. But Elden Ring, I still have to beat. Not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm stuck on Mesmer. Not even,
I haven't even gone that far. I keep quitting. Like, I keep doing challenge runs where I'm like, oh, this is my first time getting here. I'm going to do level 1, no armor, no nothing. I get to a certain point, and then I'm like, I want to go play, like, Muse Dash or Tetris Effect or some shit. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just going to play something. I just never pick it back up. And then I run out of room, then I uninstall Elden Ring. It's just a cycle. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, hot take. Elden Ring is not as good as Dark Souls.
It doesn't hook
it's
me as
more
much.
like a best hits album where it's like technically it's the best of the hits, but as a like raw experience, like if you played all the other Dark Souls, it feels kind of like a best hits album. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I fought this boss before. I've kind of done this a little bit. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The motion of, oh my god, I did it, I beat this really hard boss. It's not the same in Elden Ring because you've done that for the past 3, 4, 5 games. Sekiro actually had me doing that a lot. I don't know if you ever played Sekiro or what
I
people
actually
say,
haven't yet.
Sekiro?
I need to.
Sekiro. It's so good, absolutely wonderful. But I think actually, honestly, a lot of games nowadays are just way too fucking easy, and that brings me to my second topic. If you want to go into that. How do you feel you fare with a lot of the games that came out recently? Like, are they too easy,
Oh
too hard?
yeah. Man, dude, I don't like geez. Okay, so for the viewers, so they know what kind of gamer I am, I did reach up to the top 0.01% of Marvel Rivals, like the champion that. I actually didn't work too hard for that. I just had a strategy. I did it because, frankly, that's just how stupid players are. I'm sorry to say it. I think the average gamer
Don't be sorry.
is because there's more people ever than the world, and gaming ever since I would say The Last of Us has become like mainstream, right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of people who aren't gamers, and then we have people who are gamers, but they're not like competitive gamers, and then you have people like me, right? Who it's like every single game I want the hardest fucking like punch me in the face experience, but like man, I'm not getting that. I have to get like the most niche like movement shooter, wacky. Like I mean, I think people are hungry for it though. We do want it.
Hmm.
But like being able to set it up so that it's like, I don't know, like Elden Ring kind of evens it out a little bit. Like some people had a challenge, other people were like, it's a little too easy. That's fine. It's a challenging game. It's good enough, I guess. But it must be so difficult to make a game that has that skill ceiling, but then also like teaches players to go through the skill floor all the way to the ceiling. And then you have people like me, maybe, or like you, who was like an expert, maybe rhythm games or MMOs. And dude, this happens so much in MMOs. I rage quit Lord of the Rings because of this, sadly. I know it's probably a great game, but dude, I don't need a tutorial on how to click buttons for like hours. I just don't. I just can't with that, unless it's like some charming, like RuneScape sort of thing where it's like the whole thing's a joke anyways. Okay. World of Warcraft's tutorial's pretty quick, I guess, but dang, man, MMOs, they are peak, right? Like when you get to the end game and when you're really in the world, but that intro experience, I hate it so much. So yeah, in general, do I think games are hard or difficult or easy, or vanilla? Geez, I think they just don't satiate me. I almost don't think it's almost a topic of difficulty. It's just there's not novelty. There's nothing really new happening. You're just telling me to crouch with control. I get it, man.
I would have figured that out, dude.
I'm
What
there.
the fuck? I would look
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
controls if I didn't figure that out.
Absolutely,
Nah.
and that's actually why I champion certain games that where they don't do that. Like I don't need that. I'm not, like if I'm playing Call of Duty, dude, I would hope like a little kid isn't playing Call of Duty. Like we don't need to know every little tiny thing. Like we'll figure it out.
Stick to move.
Yeah, like in fact, oh my god, dude, a lot of games do that, and it's ridiculous. Mobile games, MMOs, and God help you if it's a mobile MMO. Jeez.
Dude, they
Yeah.
literally
Anyway,
make you
so
build
I'm really torn on the
colony.
topic.
It's crazy.
I do want high skill ceiling games, but at the same time, I understand that they need to sell, man. But at the same time, dude, honestly, I don't care about that. I think people will learn. People play the fug out of Dark and Darker, right? That game is like one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life.
It's difficult.
Like, It's not easy, right? It's not Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which also I
Hey, that's
played.
not easy.
Yeah, like, and people played it, man. People do play,
I
Elden
actually
Ring
like
and
Hello
Dark
Kitty a
Souls,
lot.
and yeah, it's cute, man.
Well, I'm
Like,
not wearing my Hello Kitty shirt. Never mind. I was trying to show that I was wearing
side
it.
tangent, the My Melody slash Kuromi show is actually so adorable.
Oh yeah, my
Like, it
my
just
girlfriend
massages
loves
your
that.
eyeballs.
So
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, I'm not against, and this is the thing. Actually, back when I did the Darkfall videos, I did a video on Darkfall, and immediately after I did it was like called My World or something. It's like a kids game, and I got so much hate from the Darkfall community for playing this kids game, which was actually super adorable. So like, I get you can have fun, cozy games. But like, as long like Stardew Valley, like, there's novelty, there's like skill expression, there's things you can do as a gamer. But what I hate is when games don't really give you much. They don't give you much. They're hand holding you, and then even once they let go, it's just sort of like, yep, I've done this before for the past like 20 years. Okay, different
yeah,
world, but it's the same stuff. So I think let's do less of that, honestly. Just
stop holding my hand, damn it. Let me
yeah,
adventure. Let me frolic in your fields that you've crafted for me. And don't put me on a little fucking
yeah.
boat and push me down a river and say, "Stay in this boat. Don't get off, or you'll die." Maybe that's
Yeah.
the whole point. Is maybe I want to jump out and
Which
explore what the fuck is over there. You know?
you would think people would learn from Breath of the Wild, right? So like Breath of the Wild and Genshin. Genshin is like was supposed to be kind of an MMO, and then it turned out to not even barely be co-op. That, we talked about
That
that.
sucked.
But hate
Yeah.
shit like that, right? So I was playing Genshin, and dude, that thing just like you're just on the rails in a supposedly open world exploring game for like so long. Breath of the Wild, dude, you have like a little micro tutorial, and then it's like jump off this cliff and there's the world.
Yeah.
It's like, yes,
It's
let's
such a good
go,
intro.
man. Same thing with like Pal World. Pal World, it will not hold your hand. You will run into
Yeah.
monsters that will just like smash your face in. And it's like, okay, you don't even have to make your first base right here. Just go wherever, man.
I was gonna
And
make a
that's
point
cool.
about that. Yes. Thank you for bringing up Pal World. I've actually been playing that fucking game a lot. I have now, I think, almost 300 hours in it. I don't know. I've been playing the fuck out of it.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing
Dude, I
randomizers
gotta check
too.
my
I'm doing
hours.
a
Oh,
competitive PvP run with my best friend, and yeah, no, dude, randomize all the enemy levels where they could be, you know, build each
oh, that
other's
would be
base
so
and
fun.
try and kill each other. And if you kill them, they drop other stuff, so you get their pals. Like, it's been amazing. Like, it's
Whoa.
hard
Dude, that's
too because,
brutal.
oh man, I've never beat Pal World either. I'm on, the furthest I've gotten was the fourth tower, so there's still got a bit to go. But man, I'm
Oh,
glad you brought
yeah,
that up
yeah.
though.
Yeah, I got to Sakurajima, which is like this Asiatic island.
That's the sixth
Built all
tower.
my
Yeah.
bases on there. It's really beautiful, really fun, super hard. Dude, I've loved how Power World has expanded. Just really enjoy that, and that's a case of a game making it like with its players. Like I think they're real gamers. Like, because this game could have just been a meme, right? Like their last game was kind of a meme, fun, but like it's a meme. And Power World, I don't know, something about Pokemon, dude. Like I get it, right? Like I've been trying to make a Pokemon like
Naruto.
TTRPG, dude. You just fantasize. You just want to play. Like it makes you a kid again. And so I think Power World, the developers, I think they're children in the most beautiful way. Like
Yeah,
they actually play
absolutely.
their game. And
There's
dude,
love.
I've literally been looking online for like developer notes or whatever because there's certain things about this game, like with the exploration and stuff, that it boggles my mind. I'm like, there's no way they did this on purpose. Like how there's kind of parkour, even though you have flying, it's like you can still kind of run out of stamina or waste your time, or it's like climbing up a
Mhm.
mountain isn't just holding spacebar. Like there's like you kind of have to like make your motions and movements. I guess unless you have Jet Dragon, even then, man.
Oh, I don't even
Oh,
use,
dude,
dude. I
it's
don't use flying mounts. You wanna know how I get up
dude.
mountains?
I bet I know you climb. I know it, dude. I was doing
No,
that, and I was like, Fudge would do this. What do
I
you
do
do?
climb.
How,
I do
yeah.
this thing. So I make a grappling hook as soon as possible and a glider. It doesn't matter
Uh,
what kind of fucking glider. I make sure I get a gale claw
dude, that
or
Kodo is awesome.
a killamari, or if you guys liked the vertical vertical movement, get a hangyu. So you basically you jump, grapple onto something, and if you cancel your grappling hook, you'll launch, pull out your fucking your glider. Let's say you have a Hongyu. Hongyu makes you go up. So you pull that out and you're just launching across the fucking map. And that's how I climb.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Get
Yeah. No,
caught makes you
that's the way
fast
to
though,
go.
so I like that one
I
too.
gotta say,
And
I
sliding.
kind of had. Oh yeah, the slide. I actually just learned you could slide.
Slide
It
jumping,
says
gliding.
7.4 days of playtime. I just learned you can slide. But yeah, dude, like the climbing, I basically played peek at home. Like I don't know why I didn't have my bird. I couldn't fly my bird because he's a firebird and I was at the volcano. And so if you got on the firebird at the volcano, it makes you too hot. So I was like, fine, I'll just manually climb this mountain. And it was genuinely so fun. It was just like peak. I mean, with grappling hooks and like monsters or whatever, but it was like really cool. Like just the way the map is shaped, the way the monsters interact. I appreciate everything, even to the fact that monsters roam around. Where like you think a normal MMO, they just kind of stick right in place. Or like in Pokemon, it's like Pokemon just stand in place.
It's boring.
Like
It's boring as fuck.
It's bad. But in PAL world, like you have to watch out sometimes. Like a bird will be like a vanworm will be right above you, just like about to fucking flamethrower your ass. Or maybe there's a boss, or now they have the rampaging monsters. And
Those
there
are
are set
dangerous,
spawns. Dude. And they don't roam too much, but it's something. They do something, and the world feels, for what should have been a meme, it does feel alive, because in the intricate ways that people actually interact with the game, like the actual, how we really play, not how they think they want us to play or whatever, it just feels great. So it's just so fun. You can make it as immersive as you want, as arcade as you want. My partner, she's all into like the cooking. She has like a whole like fucking like farm, and it's great. She's fully immersed. Pets the creatures. Me, I'm just like running around like the scatter fucking balls, like shotgunning, capturing like a bunch of. And that's cool too. Or you can just do it bossing. You could just fish. I love that they're like, hey, we have this type of player, this type of player, this type of player. We want to have a game that is basically like 7 games all in one, and it all kind of comes together. Where I feel like a lot of developers, especially MMOs, it's more like they have like, we have an MMO, right? It's like just like an idea, and then they have like this little segment here where it's like a silo of gameplay, like the arenas. Here's a silo of gameplay that's you're just going to sit in the dungeons, and that makes everything very antisocial and not very cool. I wouldn't doubt if a lot of these projects that are canceled, it's like they had a cool idea at the start, but then they start getting into like these silos and they start actually making it, and it's like, oh no, it's not coming together. The players aren't going to really like that, and I don't know. Or maybe it's going great, but they don't. It's hard to have a tangibility of these things. Like, how do you prove to your bosses that this is something that like everyone's going to enjoy? Like, yeah, we can have a game like Albion. It's like, how could you explain to Albion that like it's both cozy and hardcore? Like somehow, and like people like that, like, oh, you can be a farmer good. And like there's like it's I just feel like everything is so hyper specific, hyper targeted now, and algorithmic, right? It's like this is a cozy game, that's all we're doing. This is this kind of game, this is all we're doing. And I don't think you can make an MMO like that. Even though as much as I say to make something very specific and do it for the players, MMOs are like that weird thing where it's like we want to be taken out of our comfort zone. We're all freaking like nerds who don't know how to talk to people in real life. And so we want to be taken out of our comfort zone. We want to be forced to play with other players in lots of weird and wacky ways. And we want it to be fun, and we want it to all kind of coalesce together, which I know is an impossible thing. But anyways, that's just my tangent. I'm done with
I love that. That was great. You actually brought a great point. Albion is a mix of cozy and hardcore. And actually, I didn't put that together until you mentioned it, because you could live in the town and just get resources from your guildmates and do all the crafting. You never have to worry about battle. You don't have to worry about losing your stuff. If everyone else gets it for you, that's great.
Made a living dueling, because you can wager for the duels. You can also set up stalls and crafting stuff in the town, just hanging out and being social in the town, which a lot of people will role play in MMOs. But like in Albion, it's like that you can just do that. That can be you. Like you are that guy who's the socialite in the town who is just like flamboyant with with your little dueling saber, and you're like, who challenges me? And it's great. It's awesome. Or you could just be the farmer.
You're the champion. No one's beating you.
You could just be a trader, and it all works together, even though this game is super hardcore. Like it is. Like you could lose all your shit, but like, I don't know, man. It's MMOs are hard. I get it. But man, I think a good MMORPG is like multiple games in one. Which is maybe why I kind of don't like Final Fantasy 14, but that's just me.
I thought that was just me.
That's an online JRPG.
To like it. I want to like it.
I want to like it too. I really do. I've tried like 5 times.
That's why I want to try it again.
I literally have it installed right now.
I want to try it again, but I don't have a membership anymore. I'm waiting to get paid from my new job, and then I have no space on my computer. But I want to try it again with my girlfriend, because I started getting into the role-playing scene in MMOs now. Like, I've actually started to do a little role play. Hey, I'm a blacksmith, and I'm going to be the best blacksmith, and I've started doing that. Actually, in FF14, I actually did that. I think my character's name was Captain Lance or something like that, and I was just the guy who always worked on people's weapons, and I didn't get very far, but I actually remember enjoying myself the most. Same with World of Warcraft. Now, a lot of people may hate me for this. I don't like World of Warcraft. I think it's boring to me. However, I went and played the classic servers, and I made a Tauren, the Centaur, the Minotaur guys. I think that's what they're called. I made one, and I was playing with my good friend, and we pretended we were Russian Russian minotaurs, and our father just got killed, and we were on a hunt to. And honestly, that made the experience in World of Warcraft actually enjoyable. I sat and we played it for weeks. That was the most enjoyable time.
Oh, yeah.
And usually I didn't get the game like an hour. So
that's got to be a double-edged sword, though, right? The role play aspect, because like Lord of the Rings Online or Final Fantasy 14, you can have so much fun role playing. But if you ever try to get someone else into the game and they're not in that exact mindset, it's like, yo, I don't like the story of Final Fantasy 14, or like I don't like this whole instanced. Like I don't really get it, you know. But also it can be great. So I know for me in World of Warcraft, I had some soft role play. It's like especially early on when the game first launched, or like the launch of hardcore, it's like everyone was kind of forced to role play. Like, you know, you had to be the crafter to help everyone else out because people were dying, and it was so awesome. I know me as a paladin, like I was like like running around trying to heal people. Almost got me killed a couple of times. But like it was really enjoyable in this way, this Ludo narrative way, where it's like the gameplay was the role play was the gameplay, and I wish more games did that. I think I've been learning TTRPGs. Actually, I have even right next to me a whole set of TTRPGs. This one I like Morkborg. Oh, Morkborg is wild.
It didn't show very well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I can, but anyways, Morkborg's famous. If I just say Morkborg, it's definitely a thing. Yeah, but it's yellow, so it probably won't show. Yeah, TTRPGs, it's like they have mechanics, so it's not just like do +2 damage. I think Daggerheart is a better example of this. It'll be like, oh, you want to buff your friend? You have to give them a compliment, and then you buff them. And so it forces you, it's like the role play is the gameplay, and the gameplay is the role play, and it's cyclical. And I really like that. Sometimes you can call that Ludo narrative, but MMORPGs, I feel like it's devoid of that almost all of the time. It's like you have a game, and then there's the role play, or the game is just purely like kind of a simulator for role play. I really love. And I don't know if it's just because we were dumb back in the day, but like when World of Warcraft first launched, or like maybe your first MMO or everyone's first MMO, you can't help but get a little immersed. And it's really cool. Like you can't help but be like, dude, am I going to be the blacksmith? Like, am I going to be this guy? You know? Oh my, dude, RuneScape, I literally just played to be a baker. Like unironically, I was like, I'm going to be the chef. I had like a whole story in my head and everything. I was going to be like, I'm just going to cook. And you know, I loved it for what it was. Yeah. So I think we need to bring that back. We need to bring the role play and the game back into MMORPGs, because I feel like a lot of companies they just want massive numbers of players. They just want an MMO. But it all has to come together.
And you know what really sucks though is a lot of the MMOs that still exist, like the old ones. Like, okay, you ever played Fliff or Fly for Fun?
Dude. Yeah, I know of the Fliff.
Maple Story, Mabinogi, Vindictus. Okay, so all of these games.
You still play Mabinogi?
Yes, but there's a caveat, and I'm going to get to that point, because that's actually one of the games I suggest everyone try. Because it's not your traditional MMORPG. It is MMO. There's still tons of people playing it. Like if I look it up right now, let me actually do that real quick. Steam DB Mabinogi. How many people are on right now? Like, I actually still play this game today. Let me verify. Yes, I'm real. Let me in. We have a total of
on cozy online games.
1,020.
And Mabinogi, I haven't even played it, and I just know, you know.
Yeah, we got 1,020 online right now, which isn't a lot, but it's an old game, and they have one server.
For a niche game?
It's one server, so that's 1,020 people you can see. And most of the people are in the main town, which is great, but a lot of people are talking.
There's
a lot of people are role playing.
PlanetSide, you can jump into PlanetSide, and like it's gonna feel like an MMO. Like you know, there's gonna be like laser blasts and shit flying at your face. 1,000 people is a lot. I mean, most games you're not playing with more than like I don't know, 8 versus 8, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know
Are you
how to
having
get
a
out of
town
that.
like 1,000 people? That's fine. That's a community, man. That's a small town, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? That's adorable, and that's just 1,000 online at any one time, too.
Yeah.
So you still have like
it
a
was more
greater
people the other
community.
day. They had an update
Mm.
a little bit ago. But yeah, no, so a lot of the games have done this thing that I actually, it's not terrible that they're doing it, but when it's your main point of getting players to play, it's awful. I don't know how to explain this except in Mabinogi. Let's give Mabinogi as an example. There's a new
I'm
character
scared.
called Blanid. Blanid. She is an adorable girl, and you meet her early on, like literally right out of the tutorial. It's like, oh, I got a letter I should go check out with Blanid. She introduces herself. She's like, oh, I lost all my memories. I need your help getting them back, right? So you do her quest. As soon as you finish, it's super easy. You just talk to people. As soon as you finish that, she gives you 250 levels.
That's all Final Fantasy 14 is.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But no, she gives you 250 levels.
Oh, so you kind of skip a lot of the progression.
Oh, but it gets better. You're supposed to do her quest line until you hit level 10,000.
Dude, what are these levels?
Oh, in Mabinogi, you can level up endlessly. The game does actually have difficulty at some points, but like 10,000's insane, dude. Like, what are you thinking? So when I got back into Mabinogi, which was a few months ago, I was like, I want to get back into Mabinogi. I want to do all the stories because they're told in chapters called generations, right? I didn't know that Blanid was the boost character, and I thought you had to get all your skills through her because I started Googling. I'm like, why am I not getting this skill the same way I used to? And it was like, oh, you have to do Blanid. Turns out you can skip her. You do not have to use her. And after I learned that, I said, I'm playing vanilla. And that's what I'm called. In Mabinogi, I'm known as the vanilla hardcore Mabinogi player. And then he's like, he just loves to suffer. No, I love experiencing the game as it was meant to be played originally. So here's my thought, right? I don't mind that Blanid's in the game. Some people like that. A lot of people are like, oh, I play this game and I'm really glad I can get up to endgame. However, I kind of would like it to ask you first if you want to be boosted. Because MapleStory does that. Do you want a burning character to get to level 200 or whatever? Sure, I guess. I hate that. I don't do that. We play hardcore, we die, right? But like for some people, they want that. They don't have a lot of time, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a lot of time either, so that's a stupid fucking excuse. I'm sorry. Mabinogi,
I don't ever get that either, to be honest.
It's like
Tangent,
time.
right? Is like everyone's like, oh, I can't play MMOs like I used to. I don't
Nobody's
have the
rushing
time.
you.
I mean, I like, yeah. I mean, what the game is the game is the game. What do you mean? Like, and then so everyone said that for the longest time about MMOs. Period. Like, oh, new MMOs don't work because we all don't have time. World of Warcraft Hardcore comes out, the most unemployed like game ever. Like you have to be unemployed. Luckily, I was a little bit diet employed, so I got pretty high up there. I got max, but
that's
this
awesome.
No, it was pretty hard. Like you gotta focus. But I also know World of Warcraft a lot. But in the end, dude, like that succeeded. That did fine. RuneScape's doing better than ever, right? And that's like a huge time sink. So I definitely don't feel like it's that. Like let's just be honest. Like MMO community. Like, if you like your boosts, it's because you don't like your game. You know, like, honestly, Final Fantasy 14, I just want to play the end game. I would buy a boost, but I feel like that's against the ethos at the same time.
I also want the end game. Does look fun.
Yeah, it's just like, just give me the end game. Also, I hate the whole Blue Mage thing, because that's actually the class that I wanted the most. But it's like, that's not a real class. It's just for funsies, and you can't actually play the real content with it. I hate silo content. Hate that stuff so much.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, so boost stuff is weird. Just make your game good. RuneScape 3, right, had this problem where it's like you just kind of level a lot and you just do a lot and there's microtransactions and it's like, it's just numbers are going up. And I know that's what RuneScape is. But RuneScape is also more than that too, right? And so that's why everyone went back to old school RuneScape, because that shit was good. Like we want the grind. We want to really feel our progression. So, yeah, man, I hate boosts and things. This is pretty bad in World of Warcraft too, right? Where that's why we have Classic, because modern WoW, it's like there's amazing content here, but like you're just gonna run through it, so you don't really feel it, and it's not the real experience, and it's just so wacky, man. I don't think anybody knows how to make an MMO. I think people made MMOs and it was at the right time, right place. And then now they have an ego and a giant company, and they're now just kind of, like shareholders and blah, 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 and just like, capitalism.
Yeah.
But like, so, yeah, actually, if we're talking about games that have shut down, I've actually been kind of doing a little bit of research for me too, because I'm employing and I'm trying to work and market for these companies, right? But I'm kind of vetting them a little bit. And so when you see a game, Wildgate might be one of these games, but when you see a game, it's like X Blizzard developers or X blah blah blah, or like Ashes of Creation, right? It's like, okay, so you were there at one time for one game during the start of all of this, so you had the literal easiest time to do this, I think. And there was no competition, right? So it's like, cool, you made Ultima, and now like 20 years later, you're trying to make a game vaguely reminiscent of it. You have more money than any MMOs ever made, and you're still having to constantly delay it. And it's like not. So anyways, it got me to think like, why would I apply for these companies when it's like, so I looked it up. Most of these guys, they fail. If your marketing relies on X famous developers, it's like, okay, well, the game's not speaking for itself. And for some reason, these games fail. Like they don't do well. Shroud of the Avatar, Ashes of Creation isn't coming out. Dude, what, like Star Citizen, like all these guys, especially if they're Kickstarter, holy shit, right? But like, yeah, I do think Wildgate is like fun, but it really feels like not quite there. It's a little half-baked. All these games are a little half-baked. Feels like they're just kind of pushing polish or production in some way. And MMOs being like big games, it's like, well, I mean, that is what they are. They're like a big world, or like they're big stuff. So maybe a lot of money you can throw at it. But dude, real players, real gamers know that that's not what it is. And RuneScape was made by like a fucking couple of dudes, and it's a great game. And World of Warcraft was really just a handful of people compared to today's development, back in the day. So it's like, man, I'm going to keep circling back to that. But I think it's like, you need like gamers, like real players who are really involved in this community to actually make the games. And currently, the way people hire, and obviously like the corporate setting, they don't. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. I definitely get that. I agree. They don't know what we go through. And honestly, you know what's... I know I made this point already. The whole boosting thing. Right? Ask people first. Like, don't just give me Blinded, tell me I have to do her quest line. Don't do that unless I say I want to be boosted. However, a lot of people might fight me on, well, what if I don't want to have to do all the quests again? What if I already have a character that already got endgame and I just wanted to get another character and see what... Okay, you can do that. I think what games could do, right, on top of asking, is in order to get to a point, maybe you should have to have another character already have done certain things, right?
You know what's crazy? I can already think of a couple games that do a couple different versions of this. So for one, I agree with you. I hate when games... Black Desert kind of did this a little bit. At least sometimes they'll have a whole server. Black Desert will be like, oh, if you're a brand new player, you can play on this server for a month, and you guys will get like, increased rewards or whatever. That feels a little strange. I don't know. It goes so fast anyways. I don't know. The whole point is the grind, but there are different ways. So it could be a whole unique server, a separate server, which is what we're kind of seeing now as the trend, like classic, hardcore, blah, blah, blah. Probably should be like that. One thing World of Warcraft did was at level 50, if you had a level 50 character, you could make a Death Knight, which was also level 50. So it's like, okay, well, maybe you can just make as many characters as you want that's that level. I know Final Fantasy XIV, you can be any class, but once you switch classes, you have to re-level. No, I would never.
I don't like that, dude,
honestly. You couldn't pay me. And in fact, there was a time where I was getting paid to stream Final Fantasy XIV, and I was like, no. I couldn't do it, man. So yeah, no way. Pal World has because it's monster capturing, they have a unique thing where it's like, let's say I have a Jet Dragon, then I can have the global Pal box, and if I go to a friend's server, I can bring over my Jet Dragon. I still got to level up and everything, but at least I get to carry that over. So because the fun of the game is the grind and the it's almost the incrementality of it, right? It's almost a clicker game. It's like the most advanced clicker game that has ever existed, and I hate love crafting, it for that. So I think there's ways to go about it. But it should never, ever be a thing where it kind of affects other players, which in MMO, that's going to happen, right? Like, that's why we don't like real money transactions, because it kind of like perverts the experience of everyone else. So let's say me and you play Mabinogi, it'll be really weird if I'm like, oh, dude, I want to just like get to the end game or whatever. So I'm going to do these kind of boring quests or whatever. And you're like playing the real game already. Like you're already having fun.
I'm over here
but it's not
unlocking
leveling up very
magic
fast.
shield and shit. I gotta go on a boat and kill a bunch of things that are actually killing me, and you're over here one-shotting a boss.
Yeah, and that's not cool, you know? So I think if you're going to have catch-up mechanics and things like that, well, for one, maybe your game shouldn't, like, it probably shouldn't need stuff like that. Like, the real content should be the whole content all the time. I think that's why people love old school RuneScape, replay it constantly, right? Like, with the tiles and stuff. Insanity. Fun. But otherwise, yeah, honestly, dude, I'm a boost hater. I'm a boost hater.
Yes,
so bad.
me too. Let's go.
I'll just come out and say
Wait,
it. Like I'm trying to give like reasons. Like, I mean, I would pay for a boost, maybe. It just feels bad. It just feels bad, dude. I don't know.
Imagine doing that
like,
in Guild Wars. Ugh.
Oh man, dude. Boosts.
Oh,
Why would you boost, man?
I don't know. It makes you miss on something really special in Mabinogi too. I know I keep mentioning Mabinogi. This is the last time, I swear. If you boost in Mabinogi, you get those skills for free. Like I just mentioned Magic Shield. Originally, you're supposed to go on a boat, and you have to... Well, actually, first you have to find an artifact, right? You have to dig it up using metallurgy, which is a skill unique to Mabinogi. You have to go around with these magnetic rods. It'll beep. You find where the beep is. Then you search that area. Then you dig it up. Sometimes it's a chest with an artifact. Sometimes it's monsters with a chest. It's cool. It's fucking dope, right? So you get the artifact. You bring it to an NPC. You don't know who, but you get it appraised. And you're like, okay, this is cool. What do I do with this? You think it's trash. Some people would just sell it because they think that's all you do with it. If you keep it and you bring it to the chief of the town, he's like, wait, this orb, I can teach you the magic shield, the fire shield out of this.
An adventure.
Exactly.
That reminds of like Guild Wars 1 a little bit, and probably some of the best games out there where you like traverse. You have an adventure. There's an epic. You get some really cool, unique item or spell. Like that's the shit that we want. That's why people play D&D. That's like
it's the adventure.
Man, we love that. Yeah, the adventure, and we're so hungry for it. That's why we are playing like old school RuneScape and hardcore. Like these older games kind of did that. And so yeah, that's what I think. I mean, yes, I do want to play the end game arcade-ish kind of like for Final Fantasy 14. And it's like I would pay for a boost for that. But honestly, like I just wish it was its own separate game. Because it is a totally separate game. Like the people who like the story for Final Fantasy 14 and the leveling, there's no way that they all like the Venn diagram is probably very thin of people who play like push the hardcore end game of that game. Because that's more like rhythm game-ish, more like World of Warcraft end game. The explosions everywhere. It is not anything like the leveling. It's a totally separate experience. And it's like, well, I just feel like since I'm a more hardcore gamer, you're just making me pay extra money, so I don't have to pay like baby's first MMO or whatever, so I can get to the real game. But then I'm missing the story, which is apparently really good, and then continues through the end game. And it's like it's a lose. I feel like it's a lose-lose, except for the company because they make money. I just don't like that.
I don't either. It takes away your adventure, man. Like absolutely, completely. But speaking of adventure, that actually brings us to another topic. Sorry, I feel like I don't know if you feel like we're going too fast. I mean, I feel like we're making good pace. So, speaking of adventure, you got the perfect segue set up here. Now, I know that you do things outside of gaming, right? So, when you're not gaming, like, do you still have that feeling of I really want to game, or games still give me that feeling that they used to, or has that started to like dwindle? Like, because for me, it's dwindling, and I hate that. So I guess my question here is, what things have you turned to that fills in that feeling that you used to get when you started gaming? Like for you, what, parkour, right?
Oh yeah. Parkour has been great. Climbing in general, mountain biking as well was just an Aspen. I definitely, I guess you could almost say it's sensory seeking, but like, spicy foods, the most ridiculous stuff. It's kind of like that. To me, I like to see it as Spider-Verse. I think a lot of people like Spider-Verse because it was just insanity. It's like you can't even comprehend the art that's on the screen at any one moment. And yet that's kind of the point. And that's what I want. I want games that go faster than ever before. That's more than ever before. That's just, it has a muchness to it. And obviously, as you get older, or as we, as like as a society, we're kind of getting gooder at games. Like we understand how to utilize the buttons, you know, like we know how to do these. What's a parry? I know what a parry is. I got it. You know, and so I think what we really want is, I'm even at a point where it's like, okay, maybe a game like Elden Ring is hard, but is it like peak? Is it like, you know, as fast, as insane as I want it? I have a hunger that less and less so, obviously, I'm being satiated, which is weird because I can find TTRPGs that push the limits. I can find books. I can find, you know, there's books that are just like mind bending, that just break the medium. I think House of Leaves, shout out if anybody knows that. And so yeah, there's movies too that do some really amazing artsy things, though maybe less so with Netflix editing. That's probably a whole other podcast. Jeez, man, Netflix editing. But anyways, I think that basically what's happening, maybe it is almost a Netflixification. And this actually is happening with books. So I'm a liar. Is like, while there is more and more peak and troughs of quality with media, everyone is kind of getting good at marketing, and everyone's getting good at knowing what people want. And so for books, less books for men, we're getting a lot more, you know, book talk. We're getting a lot more of like rich, dark fantasy guy, you know, the girl, and it's romance. and that's it. There you go. You know, nice. Young adult drama. There it is. And so like, while there is peaks in these medias, more and more, yeah, I do have to admit, it does seem like there is this sort of, they're making it for the lowest common denominator. But the thing with gaming though is that I think they're selling us extra short. You know, like I think that they could push us a little harder. I think it's because gaming is newer and they're playing it a little safe, but man, they could go so much further than that. I think a game like Peak is maybe showing that, where it's like, you know, it's really dramatic. Like there's a lot of drama in it. And I think it was made incidentally. It's like, oh, let's make a game where it's like people can like have clips, right? But because you're making a challenging game that's very like visual and very kind of like insane in a way, with its heights and like it's all the things, you know, from the volcano to all of that, I think that is what people want. We want more, like a dungeon shouldn't just be a crypt. It should be something that like bends our minds. Like, you know, it's like, this is a dungeon, like everything's upside down, or it's like, this is another universe. Things should feel magical. Things should be like stretching like what we perceive as like possible. You know, like Portal, right? When's the last time we had like a Portal game where it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Portals, holy crap. I just think we want more of that, but the big companies aren't giving us that. And it's probably why I'm kind of hungry to play a game more like Project Gorgon, where, you know, things are a little weird and wackier, and
you still haven't touched it.
But yeah, Project Gorgon, right? Where it's like, and again, that's why people I think are playing Dungeons and Dragons and role playing now, where it's because in these made up universes where the rules are a little bit made up, you can kind of stretch your imagination in that way. But man, we just had a lot of years of Call of Duty, right? Like, and it's even funny, but like, let's say Battlefield, right? Hot topic right now. Battlefield was literally known as being that game that, like, you had those, they called them Battlefield moments. And in fact, I think the community just called them that before it was branded that way. Just because the game was so complex and so ridiculous and just dumb that, like, things would just happen. You know, a tank would bust out through a building and then land on a freaking helicopter. It was just insane. And, like, we want that. I think that's why people like Marvel Rivals, because that shit it's batshit insane, dude. It's crazy. We need more escalation of things, a more myriad of things, of player agency, I would say. You know, still give us, you know, specifically what we want. I know it's a hard balance, right? It's like, give the players what they want, but also what they don't want or what they don't know they want. Whatever, dude. I know it's hard, but I do think that man, I personally do crave this of games, is I kind of want my games to treat me like the adult that I am. As, you know, we are the first generation to grow up with video games in the home from like day one. Yeah. So it's like, we're gamers, dude. Like, treat us like gamers. That's all. You know, it's just like a little bit of respect.
I'm not your baby anymore.
Yeah. So just like, give us the tools, give us that ability, and man, we'll go off with it, and it'll be great. So yeah, right. I've been chasing that outside of the world, but that's okay too. You know, that's okay. There's a lot of video game stuff. Like, if you've never bouldered, dude, it's just a bunch of colorful rocks in a gym, and it feels like you're playing Mario. It's great.
I was gonna ask
so
about that.
Definitely recommend that. Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. Growing sport, and it's cyclically as a growing sport, dude. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the Paris hat. I went to Paris to watch that, by the way,
Are you?
for the
Oh
Olympics.
yeah, you are.
Yeah. No, it was life changing. It was amazing. I like climbing
That's
a
why
lot.
you. Wait, is that why you had
Yeah,
the wine glass picture and you were sitting
yeah,
there in the Paris?
yeah.
Oh my
That was in
God,
Paris.
dude, you look so
I was
fucking
paying.
cool. You're like, yeah, I'm just doing my business, bro.
Dude, it's
I'm
hard
like,
not to
hey.
look cool in Paris. Paris is just so photogenic. It's amazing.
I don't know.
But
You put me
yeah,
there and
and
it's
then
like, ew, get him out of here.
no, you would fit the part, man.
Muy, muy
So yeah, and then
francés.
climbing and mountain biking, and more people are getting outside ever than before. And like a lot of people are wanting these experiences, dude. I don't know if you've been keeping up with skateboarding. Skateboarding
That's what
people
I'm
have
doing.
leveled up,
Casso!
dude.
Have you seen Casso?
Yeah. No, I haven't. I haven't.
Dude, watch Casso. It's the
Oh
Japanese
yeah,
one.
I know of it. You're right. I
I
need
think
to.
I posted
I
it.
keep
I said I
wanting to
was
watch it.
binge watching
Yeah.
it in the Discord and I sent the video. Dude, I've been on a skateboard. I want to get back into skateboarding. Like I haven't skated since I was in fucking middle to high school. I am
Mhm.
32. And this
Well,
is
that's the thing, right?
reinvigorating
Is
to me.
anything can be gamified, anything can be fun, and we can push the limits further. And so, yeah, in every sport, everyone is doing crazier things than ever, and it's fun, and anybody can be a part of it. Even if you've never climbed, you're scared of heights or skateboarding or whatever, I recommend just do it. Like, shut up, turn that part of your brain off. That's like your parents' abuse or something. I don't know. Talk to a
Oh no.
therapist about it, but go and do the cool thing because
Hmm.
it's awesome. Like life is a video game. So go
Absolutely.
and do it. But
Like
also
singing too.
cyclically, I don't know if you've noticed, but like there's more climbing games than ever. It's not just Peak, right? Like White Knuckle, overwhelmingly
Chain
positive
together.
reviewed.
Well,
And so
actually, I
like
don't know.
people are really loving. People do want these things, right? These I don't know what you call them. They're like just like these epic scale, these epic scary kind of like these
Triumph
moments of
games?
real tribulation. Something, yeah. I don't know. I think it's something that we got to really talk about because I think it's coalescing with the zeitgeist of like gamers and people in general. Because I mean, a lot of us, dude, like in America, just to be frank, we don't have third spaces anymore. We kind of sit at home all day.
Hmm.
We want to get out, so we try to get out. We camp or something, but like a lot of people, we don't have. We're missing something, dude. We're missing something in our monkey brain is missing, and certain games just scratch it. And I need more of that. I need more of that for
I want to go
sure.
fast. I want to go really
Dude,
fast.
I want to go fast so bad. I could rant on just fast. All I want to
Trackmania.
do is I think Warframe, I played Volt, and you can potentially go so fast that it's like too fast for you. It's like I can't even perceive how fast I'm going. That's how fast I want to go. I want to like literally stretch like my qualia of my existence. Like I want to challenge myself in such a way that only video games can. So that's where we're at right now. Is right now we're just kind of playing catch up to what we can do
Mm.
in real life, like mountain biking, climbing. But it's video games, man. Dude, how many times have you played a fantasy game and you can't jump over that fence? I don't
Or the
know. That just
toe high
sets me
wall.
off. Toe high, Dark Souls, you can kill God, but like you can't jump over that wall.
If touching water is gonna kill you. Like in what
Oh
Wu
yeah.
Shang, that new game that came out, Fallen
Oh
Feathers.
really? It's like
You can't touch the water
dude,
even if it's just a
it's like epic
puddle.
Chinese myth. You touch the water, you just die.
Yeah. Sorry,
Alright,
we're
go back.
made of mercury or something. I don't actually. Does mercury melt in
I could do
water? I
like
don't
a
know.
triple backflip, whatever, with like double swords, but I can't swim. Yeah,
Oops.
no, I need games to give me that like feeling that nothing else will give me because I do chase those things. So I'm more keen than most people. Like, okay, I mountain bike and I climb. I want to feel a sense of height that I've never felt, speed I've never felt, power, and I'm all about this. I'm all about the power fantasy, baby. And I just feel
Absolutely.
like a lot of games kind of simulate it, don't they? Like it's just like okay, there's like 10 people on the screen, they died in one hit, and it's like that's not the same. Not the same.
Well, I mean, maybe one day, right? There is. We are actually coming up on the last bit of things we should talk about here. I have a few games, MMOs, games in general. It doesn't have to be MMOs, but games in general, I think need more attention. Like where everyone is praising Final Fantasy 14. Actually, a lot of people are really mad at Final Fantasy 14 right now because their latest update apparently kind of sucks. and they keep trying to fix it but making it worse. So maybe they're not as much talking, yay, Final Fantasy 14, but I mean, they're still talking about all these other games that are kind of like, okay, we've seen this before. This is always on the top of the charts. Now, what about the smaller games? We've already talked about 2 of them. So I don't know if I should mention, I'll mention them again. So we got Mabinogi. We already talked about that. If you play it, play vanilla. Do not talk to Blanid. Ignore her. If you need a wiki, go ahead. If you want to reach out to me, my name is Heckin' Tickle, and I will help you out. You can call me the Tickler. My other character is Mr. Pimp, but I don't use that one much anymore.
What are you, a Minecraft YouTuber? This is
Mr. Woo. Pimp, Heckin' Tickler. My horse is Dr. Pimp, by the way. He's been with me forever.
Well, that makes sense.
Then there's Project Gorgon. Now, I want to preface this and say the game looks awful. And it's made by, I'm pretty sure it was made by one guy, and his...
Let me reface that. It does look very awful.
Yes. The game, however, is the most lovable MMO experience I've ever had. Like, this game, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. And it's amazing. And it does that thing where
a lot of
MMOs
say that you could do that, but I from what I know of Project Gorgon, I feel like you like it actually means it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, so spoiler for anyone who wants to play Project Gorgon, and you don't want a spoiler, just mute me for like a second. For those who are still here, I'm gonna say it now. You can be a fucking animal. So there's curses in this game, and if you die to an enemy who has this curse, you can turn into something, or you get something permanently affecting you until you kill that boss to take that curse off you, which is fucking phenomenal. If you die to a cow boss, you are permanently a cow until you kill that cow boss. And
you have to kill it
as
a cow?
Yes. You can also have friends help you. You also get different skills as animals. You can be milked as a fucking cow.
Dude, milk me.
Okay. No.
You know what?
Dude,
it's weird. That's actually why
huge.
I love the concept of the blue mage so much in Final Fantasy, because it takes abilities from the monsters. And I feel like that's such a cool gamey thing. But in the MMO, obviously, they kind of just jank it up. But man, I think people love that. Like, if you ever play like Minecraft servers, like sometimes like that's a big gimmick, is like, oh, you can play as like the mobs or whatever, and like that's neat.
Yeah,
I think I love that. I don't know. I'm kind of a Delicious in Dungeon kind of guy. I really love that anime.
I haven't seen it yet.
Monsters. It's really great. It's like a bunch of nerds go into a dungeon. And it starts out cozy. People freaking die, but it's great. It's a love letter to world building. But I think it's like, dude, I love monsters, and I want to be a part of the world. I want to know the world. I think that's why there's a private server, World of Warcraft Ascension, where they just added that gimmick, where it's like when you kill someone, you get all of their loot and their special abilities. So you can literally be and like kind of take from the world. And like in that way, it's like that Ludo narrative where it's like, oh, I'm learning the game. I'm mastering the literal magic of the world. You know, I'm a part of it. Rather than just like I magically get these levels and abilities and I can just kill people.
I love that. I seek more of that. In fact, I might play more Ascension at some point. I promise you,
getting milked is why I want to play Project Gorgon. I want to like milk me.
Well, I'm a spider personally.
Like speed run to milk.
Did you see my video? I think you saw my video where I was a spider and I was skating.
Yeah, you were racing around.
That was Project Gorgon.
I was like, what is this insanity? Like,
yeah, since I can't ride a horse, if you're an animal in Project Gorgon, you can literally run these courses still, but you have your own system of movement. Like for a spider, you get fucking skate wheels, and you can fucking vroom. For a fucking bat, a bat can ride a horse, which is strange.
That's something.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I need more weird stuff like that, because you can do stuff like that in D&D, or you can even get wacky. Like if you play Baldur's Gate, they really let you kind of do some weird stuff there. And God, that's just so what's missing from MMOs is just generally it's like you can do whatever you want, but not really. You can go wherever you want, but not really. You know, it's like it's all artificial, debatably like fake marketing, and you really get in the game and it's like you're kind of just hitting a button to kill things, they die, you get some loot that doesn't really, it doesn't really change anything. But man, something like Project Gorgon or these smaller MMOs, they do tend to like hit that. It might not be everything. It might be even bad, or maybe they have really bad graphics, Project Gorgon. But at least they're gonna do that thing that they set out to do and that players want. They're like,
With
dude,
art.
I want to get milked. I'm here to get milked.
Yeah, and then something with the Project Gorgon too is there is a lot of love put in this game, like so much, and the developer's partner, bless her heart, she passed away recently, and it was basically just them working on the game. And now he's using that as motivation to get this project where they wanted it to be. And I think that's just so wholesome. And dude, they deserve so much support. Like all of that they've went through is crazy. You know.
Oh, and bonus points for allowing a demo. You know, that's pretty cool. I like that. I need to definitely pick up and play the demo. Oh, dude. Oh, and dude, let me just shit on Final Fantasy 14 one last time. Final Fantasy 14's demo does not let you play co-op. You cannot party up with people.
It's an MMO.
Dude,
what the fuck are you doing?
It's an MMO. It's an MMO. So like I was trying to play and like you just have to kind of like walk up to someone at the same time. Like you have to be on the same server and like you just kind of have to be around them. And then like I just can't. I just cannot with that.
Yeah.
I will rant so much on that.
I hated that too.
Yeah.
Hated that.
Don't like that.
Hey, but Gorgon totally lets you do that. You just can't trade. So
which is fair because there's like weird stuff with, you know, like people can real money transaction, make new accounts.
Yep.
Who knows?
There's no bots whatsoever in Gorgon, by the way. Never ever in my life have I seen one. Because that wouldn't do them any good.
That's awesome.
They'd also have to buy the game each fucking account, you know. So, I mean, hey, again, huge shout out to this game. I fucking love this game. I will die on this hill. I mentioned Mabinogi. It's basically another game. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It is massive. Like, so much is in that game. You want to do puppetry? Fucking get puppets, control those puppets. Have fun. You want to be an alchemist? Get a fucking cylinder, put crystals in that shit, mix them together. You got yourself a fucking ice wall and fire coming out of that shit. You want to fucking be a mage? Go for it. You got to find your super special spells, but hey, you can fucking do it. You want to be a lancer?
That is probably the...
Fucking be a lancer.
That sounds cool, actually. I think the one thing with these niche games is it probably normally comes down to the art style because people do want to role play. So I remember Dragon Nest, not a full MMO, but Dragon Nest is like amazing. Like aside from Monster Hunter, so cool to play co-op and run the dungeons and bosses. But it's chibi and an anime. Mabinogi also chibi and anime. You know, it turns people off. Or the opposite, where you have like a very kind of old school look with Project Gorgon. Turns the other half of people off. So I just think that once indie devs kind of nail down how to market these weird ideas, I think actually there's a new game called Monsters and Memories. And for some reason, when I look at that game, even though I can tell it's like an old school looking game, there's something about it that's a little cleaner. It's a little more modernized. Where like Lord of the Rings Online doesn't look bad. It's mostly the UI. It's mostly how it's presented. I think. And actually Guild Wars 2, also a very modern game, but how it's presented sometimes makes it look weird, makes it look a little grainy or off. There's really subtle things that I think AAA gets so freaking right, you know? Like, it's really clean, very performant, etc. But when it comes down to the gameplay, they kind of miss some things. But the indies, you know, the indie dudes, I think we're now learning. You know, especially if you can partner with like an indie publisher, right? Like Devolver. Dude, if Devolver Digital ever published an MMO, I bet it would be dope.
It would be the best MMO in existence.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be like the most massive thing. It would just be like this tight little, kind of like old school RuneScape, where it's like, it is what it is, but at the same time, what it is infinite for those who love it. Mm-hmm. It's a little weird. MMO, you play MMOs weird. I don't know how to explain it. If you're an MMO gamer, you're weird, but we love you. And I think we're coming to a point where it's like we're all starting to learn how to, because I mean think about it, how long have we had the tools as indie devs to make MMOs? You know, like one person, two people. It's like, you know, Unreal Engine and like how to do networking. We're finally now just kind of getting a hold of it. So I think once indie developers really get that engine revved of like how to make MMOs and we start regularly getting more MMOs like Monsters and Memories, dude, I think it's over. I think it won't be a WoW killer. It'll be like there'll be a dozen games to play, right? Like we'll have dozens of MMOs to play and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, it did remind me of that. Sorry, the Monsters and Memories reminded me of Wizardry Online, but that game shut down, unfortunately. I fucking loved that game.
Wizardry Online. Wow, that was
It was a
a
hardcore
kind of
game.
hardcore. Yeah, it was super clunky, but like, man, there was something to it,
You
huh?
die, and there
I
is
think it was
a
a little before its
chance
time.
you're permadead. You
I think
know?
that's fine, honestly.
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, way before its time, honestly.
Oh,
There's
so
probably a bunch. We could probably do a whole podcast on just games before their times.
oh my God, did you know Maple Story Classic's coming back, by the way?
Is it really?
The old school Maple Story.
Wow,
They started.
man.
They're like, okay, everybody actually wants Maple Story Classic for some reason, but that's the old version. Yeah, no fucking dough. We don't all want to be maxing out our fucking levels and getting 200 every single character instant fucking taneously. We actually liked the grind. Actually, some of us did. I loved the grind. I live for Maple Story grind, dude. It
Well,
took
yeah,
me
the
3 months to hit
incrementality
level
and
30
mastering that is
in an
fun, especially
original
as like
classic.
you're doing it, you get to talk with your friends and hang out with them. That's what I loved about Pal World is it's like I
Yes.
got to talk with my partner about like, oh, how should we optimize and what can we do? And it's like we kind of make mini games of what we're doing. Like for instance, just like picking what kind of bases do you want, like a breeding base, a farming base. Do we mix and match it? Do we have multiple production bases, a raid base? And it's like there's so many gameplay loops that can come together, and it's all very like emergent. It's very like I'm deciding the game I want to play, and I think it's sad that like a meme Pokemon survival game does this sort of thing better than MMOs. And honestly, like MMO should be the peak of something, but it's not. Like Fortnite does the seasonal events better than any MMO, right? Power World does like its incrementality and base building better than any MMO. And you could just go on and on. Like what does an MMO do better than any other game? And I
Ooh.
think you would find like those are the niche MMOs, the weirder ones. And yet at the same time, not as many people play them, and maybe we should try to get them to play. I'm a victim of this too. I need to play Project Gorgon. I know.
But wasn't it Adventure Quest 3D you really liked, especially when they had that event where they had
Oh
some
yes,
concert for someone? I don't remember who it was.
yeah. I think it was. Oh man, it was it Breaking Benjamin. They did. I think they did a couple. But yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I tried
And
playing it again recently.
Adventure Quest 3D is one of those games where the whole point of the game is like the seasonality, like the events of it. It's like there's a
That plays
game and
out.
there's buttons to press and there's fighting, but like that's not the real game. The real game is the community aspect,
Hmm.
and that's pretty dope too. That's really cool. I think we're going to see more of these elements being understood and coalescing into like, from indie developers with real vision and love. And we're going to find some really magical experiences, just like back in the day when old school RuneScape came out and so on and so forth. I think we're going to have an MMO resurgence,
I
but
hope so.
I don't necessarily think it's these Kickstarter games, that are making millions of dollars and then turns out they're scams. It's not them. It's going to be something a little different. I think it's probably something like Monsters and Memories, probably starting from this era. I think
I
so.
hope so. I hope so. Which brings us to
Dude, I
our
hope so
last.
too, man.
I got one more for you. This is not an
Yeah,
MMO, but it is an online game, and the community for this game is phenomenal. And it's very small, and we need more people, but it's also in a very hard to get to place if you don't own a VR headset. And I'm not talking about Orbis. Orbis is actually shutting down, by the way. Orbis VR, which is an MMO.
Mm.
I don't remember the other one, but Rumble. Have you heard of Rumble?
Dude, Rumble? Oh man, the freaking like Avatar game,
It's just
right? Or
Earthbending at the moment. Well, actually, yeah, it's just Earthbending.
Yeah,
However, I
yeah.
think they said they were working on another game that's going to be all the elements or something, but they're actually coming up with a new update
Oh,
for Rumble now. Better matchmaking and stuff. And dude, when you get into this game, it's a struggle because you're sitting there. They're updating the tutorial for the moves. Thank goodness, because a lot of people didn't know what the fuck they were doing wrong. But you're sitting there and it's like, why isn't this working? It is very much like you like bouldering, you like rock climbing. Imagine a VR game that, like if you do it right, you can get really good at it.
Oh
That's
no,
what
I believe you. Yeah,
Rumble
because
is.
Gorilla Tag,
It's martial
the
arts.
high level stuff at Gorilla Tag is like that. Like you see someone do something and they tell you how to do it, and you're like, there's no way. There's no way you're reliably like pixel perfect aiming your hand in a way to run this wall. I believe it. Yeah, VR is hard. But at the same time, Dude, that's so exciting. I do
love
want
this
to play
game.
more VR games.
Play this with
It's
me.
like every VR game is like niche unless it's free, like Gorilla Tag. Even Gorilla Tag is like niche in its own way. Like you're not going to hear voices like mine on Gorilla Tag unless it's me. You're going to hear voices like this. Yeah. And it's
I know,
awesome, dude.
tried.
Kids are amazing, and kids understand how cool VR is. They understand like the full game of it. But I think adults look at it and they're like, "Oh, it's a gimmick." And dude, like shut up. Stop being a boring adult, man. Go and like throw around some rocks with people, be a little monkey. I don't know. It's so I
Throwing
totally
rocks.
I need to play Rumble, and if they're making a new game, I need to play that too. And I would love to play some VR MMOs too.
There's only
But
one that's alive still, I think.
Oof.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. Dude, just VR in general is really underloved, I think, by developers. I don't know if it's hard. I don't know what it is, but it's like it feels like mobile games. Like for some reason, everyone just kind of makes like little games for VR,
Nothing
not like
serious.
like huge, big. Like Valve did one, and then like that's like the only one. I know there's a couple more, but like it's like a couple more. It's not like
Township
there's
Tale.
a whole Steam library of all
Yeah.
sorts of games. Yeah. So maybe that would be like the big thing for VR is if it had like a Game Pass like system. And it's just like Meta Pass, whatever. And then here's all these games. And I was like, cool. Then I'm just going to jump into Rumble. Who wants to play Rumble with me?
Me! I'll do it. I have been dying to play with someone.
Dude, I'll play. I really want to.
Do you have it?
No, I have not played it yet. Have not. I've really been just like Gorilla Tag has been my thing. I also love that Gorilla Tag is free. So.
Yeah, true. Echo VR was fun too. Yeah. Actually, I think Echo VR is back. I should play that again. It's Ender's Game in VR.
Oh yeah. And you know what's crazy? I do want to say this though, is that there are niche games, right? Let's say like Project Gorgon or something like that, but especially Rumble VR games, and games maybe like that have been shut down, like Evolve. These games are by all definition niche, right? Like there's a small community or non-existent community. Maybe just, people kind of talk about it. What's crazy to me is that on YouTube, on TikTok, everywhere else, they will get like hundreds of thousands to millions of views. I literally got served an Evolve video because some dude just wanted to jump in and play Evolved. Dude, it has like 200,000 views. What do you mean? Nobody plays that game.
The game's shut down. What do you mean?
It's because in the end, I do think it's not just like niche people are interested in this. It's more like niche people just kind of know of it. Like they know of it and they want to participate in it and they go through the lengths to do it. But I think everyone wants something like this. Like who doesn't want to earthbend or firebend or whatever, Just like Avatar Simulator. Let's go. That sounds cool. But like, it's a little clunky and awkward to put on the VR headset, learn the moves, buy the game maybe. It's kind of a risk. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen. If there needs to be kind of like how there's science and then there's like science communicators who help to communicate the science. Maybe there needs to be people like me or you who it's like, hey, here's this dope ass game. This is why you need to play it. Just kind of slap them around a little bit. But like really educate people on like, hey, this is like why it's good for you. It's like good for your brain. It's good for your heart. It's good exercise. Also, it's just fun. It's fun.
It makes me strong.
Yeah, like this is cool stuff. So yeah, definitely I need to like I do think we need to play dead games, niche games. We need to explore these things. It can't, dude, imagine if your life was literally only what TikTok served you,
Awful.
Like, oh, that's all you ever know is just whatever is the most popular thing ever. That's so gray and lukewarm. How monotonous. It makes your dopamine things fire, but yeah, no, the real gamers, dude, the real gamers play trash games. That's all. That's what I will say. Get a little string along frontier there.
The ones others would consider trash anyway.
Yeah. What other people would consider
these
trash.
Are, actually, I think these are diamonds in the rough.
Technically peak. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Also, Rumbleverse. Have you heard of Rumbleverse?
Rumbleverse? Why does that sound like free to play as hell?
It was. It's shut down and people are trying to bring it back, including me. It is.
If I'm not mistaken, this was actually really influential. Yeah,
it was
brawler
huge.
battle royale.
I loved the fuck out of this game, and apparently it might be coming back.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Hope it comes back because this is one of those games I actually took the time to teach myself, come up with combos. so I could beat people, and they worked. You could do some really fucking cool shit. Just play a lot, like punch people against the wall, wait for them to come back, do an uppercut thing. There was a move for that, and then jump off the wall, catch them with a tackle mid-air, and then ground pound them. That was one of my favorite ones. That sounds
awesome.
I fucking love this game.
It's crazy we're talking about this, but I did watch a video essay on some niche like Shrek party game. It's like a top-down kind of like rumbly kind of thing. But it turns out there is a hyper-competitive scene for it because it actually just for some reason is actually like a technically like deep game. I also think there's a Pokemon Sleep also has like a big niche community because it's like a really deep game. And Pokemon Pinball, I think it's like the Emerald. Yeah, so like there's certain games that you would think is like, oh, that's like really obscure and like nobody, it's a little tiny game, but it's not. Just because like not a lot of people know about it doesn't mean that it's a small game, Sadly, some things fall through the cracks for one reason or another, and I don't know whose responsibility it is. Maybe, Nintendo dropped the ball with it or whatever. Dude, Nintendo drops the ball all the time, like with Smash. Oh my God.
With the Power lawsuit,
I think it's up to us, man. Like games, once they're out in the world, and maybe this goes back to the, don't kill games thing, but like once a game is out in the world and we players are in that game, especially online or MMO games, dude, that's our game. That's our world. Like, we run it. That's us. And so I don't know, maybe we got to take responsibility, Fudge. Maybe we got to champion these games more.
I want to. I don't really have a following of people that would help me do that. But I have to do my
dude, right? It's like that. How do you do that? Because like nobody's searching for these games. So if you make content on these games, it's like you have to already be a PewDiePie. You have to already be like, somebody who just like popped off, and then you can do it. It's just, it's so random, and I think that's what it is, dude. It's everything's algorithmic, and I don't know. Like maybe if Project Gorgon was like it just looked a slightly little different.
Oh, he's working on the graphics.
More people made content in a different way. I think in the end, though, it's hard to put the blame on any one person. But what I will blame is just the modern way that we consume content on social media. Everything is hyper instant and visual. And if it doesn't hit whatever is the current zeitgeist or memes, if it doesn't hit, it's not going to. I think that's what we saw with Among Us, right? Among Us like was around for like a year or something, and it was like super niche. And then one popular streamer during COVID was like, we should do something and so we can play with each other. Here's some random game, dude. Long story short, now we have friend slop games. Now we have this whole evolution of experiences, all because one streamer decided to just randomly do that. So, I think there's a lot of beautiful, wonderful things in these niche. I don't know what you call it, but there's like digital like archaeologists or something. Like Fudge, I think that's what you are. You're somebody, you go into these games that nobody like knows about, and you're like, dude, there's gold here, there's treasure, and you got to present it to people somehow, some way.
I want to. I got more. I got Barony on the list. But I already told you all the games that need more.
Dude,
attention.
I was looking at playing that game. That game looked cool.
I fucking love Barony. I want to play it right now.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, no. That's basically all of the games I was gonna bring up. It was supposed to be just Project Gorgon, Mabinogi, and Rumble. Rumbleverse was just a bonus of, hey, this game should come back. But yeah, we've gone through our topics.
Every game should come back.
We got through our topics.
We did it. We ran it down.
Yeah, man.
Did we do it? How are we doing on time?
Believe it or not, we almost hit an hour 30.
Oh,
sorry. I don't know if you had something planned.
No, I didn't have anything extra planned. Not for me personally, but I guess this was a lot of fun though. This was really cool.
It was scary, but
hopefully everything works out.
Yeah, and you want to just how do you want people to find you? Do you want to be like? People will probably find you. You're huge compared to me, but like in case somebody sees me, it's like I don't know who that is. Let's go follow him. What's your?
You just type in Skylent in Google. You're gonna find a bunch of stuff and hopefully cool stuff. But it should be like I'm a YouTuber. I'm a TikTok creator. And so just hit up the Skylent and you'll find me, and we talk about I guess more philosophical stuff on video games. Try to be a little bit more adult about it, but
and projectors.
Man, games are just so fun. So yeah, I don't know about projectors anymore.
You used to do projectors. What happened?
No, well, projectors are cool. This actually does tie into what we talked about of how you have like big companies, they're very vertical and they're a little maybe out of touch. Projectors are such complex devices, right? It costs a lot of money and all this. So the problem is they make stuff, but they kind of forget what it's like to use it. Using a projector is the most clunky thing you will ever do in your life, including playing Rumble VR. Like, it is so esoteric and weird. It's like you could even buy the wrong projector because your room size is not quite oriented for the projector because it's like a certain Dude, it's just impossible. And I'm so surprised that they make these expensive things and they're just like, oh yeah, people will buy them if we just have the right marketing. And it's like, no, dude, it's like inherently flawed. What do you mean? Like, have you used a projector before in your life? What do you mean? It's like it's so weird. It's so I just got a projector that was a short throw. And when you think short throw, you think, oh, it goes like where a TV would go, and then it projects on the wall behind it. But my short throw sits in the middle of the room. What? What do you mean? So then my consoles have to be in the middle of the room? Or, fans are in the middle of the room, right? So you can't even put it on the ceiling because you have a fan in the middle of the room. And it's like, okay, so this is what I mean. Like, where you have these big companies trying to make big stuff, but when you do that, you introduce so many like layers of bureaucracy and politics or whatever, dude. I don't care. I don't want to get too adult talking about my video games. But like, man, when you have indie games, Stardew Valley, right? Or people, just a handful of people in a room and they're just focused on a project, like Peak, right? Just a few people, give them a month, they're going to make a game that goes viral. They're going to make, even if it doesn't go viral, they will make a good game. And hopefully one day someone like Fudge or me will cover the game and more people will play it and we'll see the art for what it is. Or us together.
Yeah, we should play more
games together.
We should tour the game market.
Oh my gosh, we should. Like an MMO tour.
Yeah, see what's good and what sucks. Why the fuck are people playing this? Why people aren't?
I do want to know why people are playing Night Online. Though I've got a feeling it's like gold selling or something, but who knows?
Probably. Just like banana.
Yeah. Sometimes games don't deserve the popularity.
Nope.
Yeah. That's a topic.
You know what's funny? I did not write an outro for this, so I don't know what to say. I'm gonna make sure that our name tags are at the bottom, by the way. So I'm gonna give you a nice little tag. I really love your, like, during our conversation, I was watching our little people talking to each other. That could be a TikTok thing. Like, instead of showing us, it could be the TikTok. Anyway, so.
Oh, I hear you.
Any last things before I give the outro here?
Nah, I guess we talked about a lot of emotions out here. I think in the end, man, it's just like we all got opinions, but what is really cool today is anybody, I think especially on TikTok, can get out and get their opinions out and shout it out. So hopefully, if something that we said triggered anything in you, please make content. If anything, dude, if you can make a game, please go make that game. I've been perusing itch.io. I've been seeing the game jams. I've been seeing what some indie dudes are making, even in MMO space, where it's like, don't make your first game in MMO. Dude, that Monsters and Memories game looks pretty dope. So I don't know, man. Just get out there and make stuff, so it's not just like a bunch of like bitter dudes talking about how games used to be good back in the day. I don't think that. I think we can recover from this. And I do see a lot of beauty in gaming. So, but yeah, it's good to be cynical, call out what's bad. But, don't let it kill you. Don't let it kill the kid in you, guys.
Or a kid in general. Don't let it kill a kid in general.
Yeah, don't kill kids.
Don't kill anybody. That's bad.
We're on the list.
Fucked up.
We're on the list now. Thanks.
No! Cut that. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, by the way, Skylent. I hope you have a wonderful day. Same to you guys. Thanks for coming to the cafe. I hope you enjoyed your tea, coffee, whatever the fuck you were drinking. And I'll see you next time. Mwah. Oh, what is that?
It's Powerade.
That's marmalade. But don't forget to tip your waitress or waiter. Mwah.